Next, we have here in terms of billionaire Mr. Richard Branson. So, for those who are not familiar, Mr. Branson owns Virgin Company. And you have Virgin, the airline company. You have also Virgin Galactic, wherein he's trying to compete with the likes of Mr. Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin, as well as Elon Musk, SpaceX, to conquer space, or to, I wouldn't say colonize space, but to be able to travel to space, offer something else for the masses. But anyway, according to the article here at Forbes.com, billionaire Branson sold 300 million worth in Virgin Galactic stock recently as shares tumbled. Now, one would think that how can a company, or in this case Mr. Branson, earn a substantial amount despite the shares of the company is declining? So let's take a closer look. Anyway, so as mentioned here, so what happened there is it sold about 10 million shares for about $300, which able to generate the 300 million as mentioned earlier. Now, question is, how was it able to do that despite the shares of Virgin Galactic fell by as much as a little over 3% to just $25 from as high as $35 a week ago. So there's a $10 difference here. So I don't know. My concern here is maybe there's a not so much of a big interest from the public to go into space, because obviously you can only go travel to so many countries around the world so many times, and with the pandemic that's still ravaging. So other means, maybe going outer space, but obviously the logistics of going to outer space or even orbit around the Earth's atmosphere is going to be a daunting task, and it's going to be expensive based on the initial release of many of the companies that did their test pilot, which was successful nonetheless. What's interesting here is Virgin Galactic, the companies, has seen its shares of ups and downs here in terms of the stock nearly tripling as retail investors plowed into heavily shorting stocks in the first quarter alone, and then all of a sudden it tumbled nearly as much as 70%. So investing in this company is so volatile, because in terms of the viability of the business platform, whether people would be I guess there would be people interested, but would there be enough people to be interested to support that business model here? I'm apprehensive, but one can be not too sure about this. Anyway, so what's interesting is the share soon skyrocketed again early this summer, when there was anticipation where Mr. Branson was mentioned the first step to go to outer space here. But at the end of the day, no matter what type of hype, whether it's Mr. Elon Musk or Mr. Branson here, will there be a demand for space travel in the future? Now, unless the Earth is in dire need, or it's going to explode in any time somewhere in the future, then I don't think people are people are curious, but I wouldn't say that excited. Just like how when airplanes were invented, or commercial airplanes, where people get to travel from one place to another here. But we'll see if things could turn around. But one thing is interesting here, they were able to take advantage of the market volatility in terms of cashing in by selling its shares before it tumbled significantly downward, and being able to gain a substantial revenue here. And as mentioned here, shares started crashing the following day that Virgin Galactic announced its intention to sell 500 million shares in stocks to investors here. So obviously, they're trying to raise capital to continue the research, and hopefully be able to accomplish its objective by making it a viable business by traveling to outer space. I'd rather travel around the world than rather travel to space, because there's a lot of things that could go wrong. But who knows?